Hey, everybody, it is part two. Okay. So being part two in relationships, we definitely want to talk about all the ships, right? But we definitely are talking about relationships as the first ship. And we're talking about that friendship that's gone on and progressed, hopefully by now, with your significant person that you want to perhaps date, on to the next thing. So we've talked about the questions to ask to understand their needs. Let's get into to learn about their past and then to explore the future. So we're talking about past, future, present. You got it. Whoever thought about that. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right. So on this one, we're going to learn about their past. We're going to learn about their future. All right. So what's your favorite childhood memory? Now, you know, I think the biggest thing here we want to do, it lets you kind of see the child in them. And sometimes the fun part about that is it could be as simple as being able to say, when I was younger, I would run to the ice cream truck and everyone in the neighborhood would be there, all my friends from school. And the ice cream truck guy, he knew which flavor I liked. Now it's totally different. Now we don't really have that world anymore, unfortunately. So for those who are on here that are millennials or Gen Zs, probably it would be something totally different. It might be, I got this really great text, or I got these flowers on TikTok, or something to that effect, or he did a TikTok with me. It could be something as simple as that, but still fun, right? So keep that in mind too as we're talking about this stuff, because some of it's just not just all relatable to everyone, but we need to make sure we relate it to our uh, what makes sense and whoever we're dating. Because some of us like them young. All right. So to learn about their past, we would continue asking another question. What is your first kiss? What was your first kiss like? Oh my God. That's the part where everybody's like, I kissed Susie Q under the bleachers. I'm like, just a kiss? Be on the bleachers. You on the bleachers. You can kiss him. Okay, you just trying to do it in private. Okay, whatever. Or and no, I'm not gonna tell you where my first kiss was. Thank you very much. I was young. So young. It was a neighbor boy. He was so sweet. He just kissed me on the cheek though. Yeah. What did you learn from your last relationship? This is not saying what was the worst part of your relationship. If you notice, one of the things I'm going for here, guys, is to speak about the positivity because the negativity is going to come out at some point. It just does. When people start to speak about what did they learn from it, they usually will sense the same of what did I learn? They take that as, oh, it's something good that I learned, right? Versus something bad. But in order to learn that something good, sometimes you have to go through the dark to get to the light. Mm, pre-tale. So that being said, that's pretty much that part for to learn about their past. Asking those questions with intention. And please make sure you're sharing yours. Just if you're gonna ask someone questions like that, but you also want to make sure that you've asked their question, you listened, you waited for them to finish, and then you proceed with your own. You never want to jump in front of to get in the conversation, start talking about yourself. Because right now you just asked a question for me. Do you want me to answer the question or do you want me to answer the question for you? I don't understand. I'm answering the question for me. Answer the question for you. What's going on? It doesn't reflect good, guys, when we ask someone a question and we proceed to tell about our own self when they have not finished yet. And it may be a long-winded answer. Just saying, it's possible. If it happens, you should have some patience and some understanding. And if you get to the point where you're exhausted, then perhaps that person ain't for you. I mean, it's just simple. Well, they had a lot to say. You want them to say as much as possible. Because one of the things I notice when a lot of people talk a lot about one subject specifically, relationships, they tend to spill all kind of stuff. If we're talking about the last relationship, we're not talking about the relationship you had when you were 15, when you was 20, when you were 54, or how old you are. We're not talking about that. The last one before me. What happened? So let's make sure that we're always asking those questions. And again, we take the time to listen because listening is love. And love is what we want to portray. Okay. Or we would definitely want to come across as being a loving person, not a rude individual that allows other people interrupt their conversations. All right. Then last but not least, to explore future plans and dreams. What are your dreams for the next 5 years? And it sounds like work. That used to be something that people always ask, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Well, where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is a futuristic goal. It's a goal. It's a dream. What do you want to do? I want to be married and I want to have kids. Oh, kids. Hold up. Right away you're like, can we adopt? You know what I mean? And they're like, well, no, I've got two already. I just want one more. And yeah, we could totally adopt. There you go. Another conversation. See how that goes? It's a wonderful thing. If you can't have kids and they didn't know that, or if they want to have more kids and you didn't know that, all these things will come out so you can know if this person is meant to be the one for you. You've already asked those needs that they have for now in this present moment, but we also talked about their past and what they felt like and what made them feel complete. And now we're asking about the plans for their future and how we can make sure that whatever we talk about now can definitely get us there across that. We're going further, you know, and you don't have to ask all these questions the same day. Okay. Someone was like, does it take a year to do it? Do I should I wait a year? You will know when someone says, we're talking about rings here, guys. We're talking about, wedding bands. We're talking about the real deal here. But we're all talking about still. I think the first part about meeting their needs and knowing, understanding them, their needs, I think that's the first part. That's that month in, That's when you're like, I really like this guy. I want to see how he is. Or I'm really into her. I want to know how she is. Those types of questions, those are the types of questions. And then you can ask about those fun times about their past, of course, at any time. But when we get into this part, honey, be ready. Because they're talking about their future plans and their dreams. You don't want to wait too late. Somebody told me 2 years, and I'm like, by that time, no, you may not be able to have kids if you want to have kids. I mean, I don't know what time you date. Just depends on when you date first. Okay, what's something new you'd like to do together or to try together? I don't know. For me, it would be definitely, I would love to jump out of a plane with somebody. I'm all about that. I'm just like, let's go, but I know that sounds like, oh, you could do it with your girlfriends. Can, but I don't want to. I want to do it with my significant other. Just me. If time and money weren't a factor, what would we do together next year? Well, there you go. So next year we would, I don't know, go on this great trip for a couple of months in Europe. For me, that's what I would like to do. But or somewhere exotic. So again, it's all about finding out what they would like, knowing what you already want to say, and hopefully they answer something similar, but maybe not. And then you can step out of your comfort zone and say, "Wow, I never thought that sounds like fun. That sounds like a lot of fun." And then there, put that ring on it. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure and honor as always. Thank you all for sitting with me. Thank you for sharing the part two with me as well. I look forward to you all tomorrow and or tomorrow, Saturday. So I look forward to you next week. And you all have an amazing day. And I might still do something on Saturday. So please be on the lookout for me. You never know when I might be out there in these YouTube streets, or TikTok. All right. Bye, guys. Let your light shine. Let it shine bright.